get a lot of anger in his voice, and that's too bad. But we do have a very large proportion of this country that is angry. They're angry. They're sad. They're disgusted with what's going on. They see the Iran deal. They see Obamacare, which is failing and is going to fall of its own weight. But Obamacare is failing, and so many things are failing. They see the border, the weak border, and people just pouring through, and they're angry about what's going on. They hate what's happening to our military. They hate what's happening to our vets. Tough thing.
If you were going to give the State of the Union address tonight, every president said the state of our union is strong. I don't see America as strong as it once was. I see America in decline. And that's not a negative thing. Your message is make America great again. I want America to be great again, too.
Right. You certainly wouldn't say that it's not strong, frankly. I mean, no matter where we are right now, and we are very weak, relatively speaking. When General Orellana left recently, he said that the Army is in the least prepared. I guess he was talking about preparedness. He said the worst it's been, I think he said, since the beginning. That's a long time. But let's say we took World War I or World War II. That's good enough, okay? And he said we're not, our level of preparedness is very low, one of the worst he's ever seen. Actually, he did say the worst he's ever seen. And, it's a tough situation. And this is a time, with all of the people that hate us in the world, caused largely by Obama and Hillary Clinton and others. But this is a time we have to be very prepared.
I think America is in decline. Doesn't mean we're not great. Its people are great. But this people, I would argue, are suffering because of horrible government policies.
Right. Well, we're in decline, and we absolutely are in decline, and we're going to turn that around if I win, and we're going to make America great again. And, we're like a dumping ground for the rest of the world. Whether we like saying that or not, it's true. We're like an absolute dumping ground for the rest of the world, and we're sort of like the big bully that gets beat up all the time, and that's what's happening, whether it's trade or we can't even beat ISIS. So those days will change, John. They'll change.
Let me go over some of the recent poll numbers. The recent IBD poll, Investors Business Daily poll, TIP poll, had you at 34% nationally. Ted Cruz second at 18, Rubio third at 9. Last week, you were trailing in two polls, Ted Cruz in Iowa. Quinnipiac has you up 31-29, Rubio at 15. ARG has you up 29-25, Rubio at 10. In New Hampshire, you have a pretty significant lead. The Monmouth poll has you at 32, Kasich and Cruz at 14, Rubio at 12. ARG has you at 25, Rubio and Kasich at 14, and Cruz at 9.
Wow.
So you're winning nationally. You're winning now in Iowa, although I think Iowa's basically an organizational state. Believe it or not, 32,000 votes may win Iowa.
Right.
So it's a tough state. I mean, it's a state that Rick Santorum has won and Mike Huckabee has won. But you're competing there. You're competing nationally, obviously, and you're competing in New Hampshire. How do you see this race unfolding now that we're less than 3 weeks out of the Iowa caucuses?
Well, I mean, just based on the polls that you've just read and others, we also had one come down fairly recently from CNN in Iowa, where I'm 33-20, with Cruz being the 20. And it's amazing. I want to win Iowa. It'd be a lot easier for me just to tell you, Sean, I'd be very happy just doing well there. But I've developed an amazing relationship with the evangelicals, with the Tea Party, with the people from Iowa. And in fact, I'm going there right now. I'm literally in a car, and I'm heading out to the airport. I'm going to Iowa right now, and I've developed just a great relationship with the people of Iowa. I love being there, and I think I hope we're going to win it. I'd like to win it. I know that if we win it, I think we could even run the table, but who knows about that? But as you know, in New Hampshire, we're doing phenomenally well, leading by a big margin, and in just about every other place. If you look at South Carolina, it's a tremendous margin, and then we go to Nevada, the SEC, and we have Florida where we're doing great, Georgia where we're doing great. I mean, it's been amazing, actually.
Everywhere I go, people ask